Hey there, I'm back again, and today we are talking about a game that I think could be a really cute introduction to Dungeons and Dragons for any younger viewers out there. This is the Animal Adventures role-playing game starter set. I've also added some pictures and a banner to my profile. Someone reminded me that it might be a good idea if I didn't just make videos, but I did a teeny amount of self-promotion. So let me know what you think. I first came across the Animal Adventures franchise when it was a Kickstarter for a set of miniatures, and I was really excited because I think playing as animals would be a really cute addition to 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It is definitely possible to play a lot of animals and a lot of magical creatures, but it's a bit more difficult to play a straight up domesticated dog or cat, which is what the game promised. So I'm gonna see if that has been fulfilled today. The reason why Animal Adventures can even exist is thanks to the Open Games license, which 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons uses. This means that anyone can use a D20 system. That is your set of polyhedral dice using primarily a D20 to make most of your rolls. This starter set is based around one adventure, The Curse of Dr. Kronkenstein. It's a classic Dungeons & Dragons style setup where you're an adventuring party on the way to a festival when you find out that people have been going missing. And it's your responsibility to find out. The twist? You are a group of dogs and cats. I do have one kind of silly personal bone to pick, and that is the choice to make rats one of the first early level enemies that your party will come across and defeat. I think there's a lot of anti-rat sentiment in gaming, and I think we really need to change that and see better representation for rats everywhere. I am joking, but as someone who has pet rats, I'm very affectionate towards them. I mean, come on. How cute. It's your precious little baby. I won't reveal any more plot for now, but you can guess it's a pretty simple Dungeons & Dragons style plot, complete with a dungeon crawl. So something I was told about the board game industry is generally the size of the box will actually dictate how much everything will be priced. So a box of, say, this size is about that $70 mark Australian, and this is to cover the costs of creating all the components. And in this box, you do get a fair few different components. You get a set of polyhedral dice, a battle map that is double-sided, a booklet that goes over the basic rules of the 5th edition gaming style, tokens to represent various enemies and conditions, and a little screen for your gaming master to use. You also get 7 miniatures of the animal heroes you can play. The 7 adventurers you can choose to play as are Chantilly, the Labrador fighter, Brianna, the boxer paladin, Kai, the Shiba Inu cleric, Elvis, the cavalier bard, Whisper, the Sphinx sorcerer, Molly, the Lycoy rogue, and Solon, the Persian warlock. And their designs are very cute and have a lot of personality. The style of this book also has a very simple explanation of how a D20 system works and what the players can expect. I think this kit is most definitely aimed at younger players that are being introduced to the game by, say, their parents or an older sibling. Most of this booklet is for the Game Master and for them to run the Curse of Dr. Kronkenstein. There is then the various character sheets for each of the player characters, including a personal catchphrase, which is very sweet again. I will say that this kit has everything you need to run a really high quality adventure in terms of components. You wouldn't even need a copy of Dungeons & Dragons to explain the rules. The map is really beautiful, and the tokens for the various enemies or items your players will come across do make things easy to visualize for a younger player. I do think that this game is really cute. I have to say I'm not exactly thrilled by the game. I thought I'd be able to create my own four-legged adventurer, that there would be rules to create a dog or a cat. Sadly, instead, you are encouraged to collect all the adventuring characters, some of which are only available exclusively through the written adventures that they will be producing more of. I think especially as this is aimed at kids, this sort of phrasing is really enticing them to buy and encourage their parents to buy more of a product, when really one of the great things about tabletop role-playing games is that they are relatively cheap to play and to engage with. With this set, I think you only really get 1 or 2 plays out of this if you can find 2 groups of people who want to play it and haven't played this adventure before and are completely unfamiliar with Dungeons & Dragons, or are willing to do a very simple classic Dungeons & Dragons story without a lot of the complexity and fun that I think people get out of Dungeons & Dragons. Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed that I purchased this product. I thought it was going to be a completely separate style of D20 adventure system on its own, where I would be able to create my own world and engage with it and get a lot of replayability out of it. Instead, I've just got the one adventure that I have to find lots of uses for. I don't think the clerk misled me when he was telling me about the product. I just think I expected something a bit different. I do hope that one day this company will come up with a straight-up third-party style supplement to a D20 system that will allow you just to create your own 4-footed adventurer. Maybe with different breeds and dogs that you can choose from, or maybe even other pets. I think that would be really nice, rather than what they're currently doing, which is releasing adventures that you might play once, and then you have to, of course, purchase all the figurines to go along with them. I do hope eventually that Animal Adventures just comes up with a plain supplement to a D20 system that will allow me to create my own adventurer with different breeds of cats and dogs and how I can adapt them and use their classes and species in a game. For the moment, though, if you want to play more Animal Adventures and not just the same story, you have to buy more adventures and, of course, more miniatures. I kind of regret purchasing this, and I don't really have any younger family members to play this with, so I think I will be re-gifting my set to someone I know who might get something out of it. I picked up this set from my local gaming store, and while it comes with a lot of stuff, I can't say I feel like I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. As I said before, what I like about role-playing games is being able to use the same books over and over again, and I don't really see an opportunity to do that here. I do recognize that this was probably not made with me in mind. It's probably made for families who want to introduce a young, new generation to tabletop gaming. I think if you had anyone younger that you wanted to introduce to gaming, this would be a great idea. So, younger siblings, cousins, nieces, nephews, I think they would get a real kick out of this, especially the miniatures. But if you are an adult group looking to get into gaming, or you already do plenty of gaming, I would give this whole set a pass. It's kind of rare that I purchase anything for gaming that I struggle to say positive things about. So I understand that if you're surprised at today's episode, do let me know your thoughts down below. I do look at every like, subscription, and if I ever got a comment, I think I would do somersaults. I am fueled by your feedback, so I hope to see and hear from you guys soon. And I hope to see you at the gaming table. Bye!